Happy New Year, everybody. It's Annette. 2026. What did you do last night? What are you looking forward to in 2026? For me, a lot of the goals that I have set for 2026 were already in the planning stages in 2025. Basically, I'm going to take a rest from the garden. I will continue to grow herbs, but I'm going to take a rest from the bucket gardening that I've been doing and continue to finish up the raised bed area that we started on last year. So I found a plan that I like. Sorry about the dogs. It reminds me kind of like a labyrinth, but it's not. And I'll just have to photograph it. But it looks like a nice, neat, clean system that I'll be able to utilize. And as I get older and not have to stoop so much and worry about the weeds. In 2025, I went ahead and prepared the ground, cut everything down, got the weeds. There's a fence around it. It is a fenced-in area already, so that's one thing we don't have to do. And then I got the ground cover and laid all the ground cover and secured the ground cover and then bought, I think, 3 scoops of pine bark nuggets to cover that. So that needs to be continued to be spread. We were going to do a pallet system. My husband amassed quite a few pallets. I don't know what we'll do with those yet, so I'll probably just haul them out of that area and then get all the nuggets down that I need down. Probably need to get a couple more scoopfuls. And then I've sent him the plan. That's what he does. He's great at carpentry and building decks and rehabbing stuff. So I'm just going to have him go over my diagram, and then we will buy the supplies that we need, and then we will build that. Obviously, that's not going to start happening till spring. The other thing that I have on my list for 2026, and that was determined in 2025, is the necessity to go ahead and invest in a greenhouse. A simple, maybe 10 by 12. My husband will have to put a platform down for me to lift it up. I don't want it directly on the ground where it's going to sink in, and I'm going to have to deal with structural damages or anything like that. I'm going to have him build a platform. So depending on what lumber cost at that time and what he has, because he does keep a lot of spare things from other projects, those are my goals. Obviously, to prepare, we're going to have my first cruise this year too. I don't know what to expect for that, but I'm excited. But last year, I started New Year's Day. It had been a crazy, chaotic year the year before. And so New Year's Day last year, I just turned it into a self-care day. When I had the kids living here, I would cook a really big breakfast, would stay up, watch the new year come in, and then the next morning sleep in late and have a really big breakfast, pancakes, eggs, bacon, the whole enchilada. But now that it's just the two of us in here, last year I began by just taking a self-care day, staying low profile on social media, taking a good day of rest. Might mean frequent naps, sleeping in, all of the above, and just backing off on housework other than the things that I need to do, obviously, because when you have chickens in a home, there are certain things that you have to do. You can't take a break from. So last night, I made it till 11:32, and I couldn't do it anymore. So I texted the kids, told them Happy New Year's. Mama's throwing the towel in, and I started my meditation. Listened to my meditation. There was one specifically about the new year. So I meditated from 2025 into 2026. I think that's a good way to start. Then this morning, I have, between the knees and the holidays and all of the above, I have gained 10 pounds. I will go ahead and give you a reference point because as I go on this path to cleanse myself and to get back on track and hopefully in the spring begin training again for walking and preparing for 5Ks, the PRP is working well. I will see I'll listen to my body when I start training. I just can't predict what that's going to be like, but that's my plan. So, because I feel like a big beached whale right now, I am 5'5" and 165 as of January the 1st, 2026. So I've gained 10 pounds. So what I did, I started off this morning on a Sculpt and Cleanse, and this is, and I ran this by my doctor as well because I do it 2 or 3 times a year when you get bloated or whatever, and just have the icks from maybe eating too much crap or bloated for whatever other reason. And I usually take it for 10 days. I may take it 9 to 10 days this time, just depending. But it's got herbs in it. It's all herbal. It's called Sculpt and Cleanse. And I tried it I got a free sample at the organic marketplace that I go to where I get my loose herbs. So, for example, it contains senna, which is something to help cleanse your body if you get constipated or whatever. But it's got other herbs in it because senna by itself could cause you to get stomach cramps and have too much of upset stomach. So senna, turkey, rhubarb, slippery elm, burberry, and aloe extract. Sorry, I got stuck on that one word there. So it's got natural herbs in there, and I took it to my doctor at one of my well visits, had her look at it and see if it would contraindicate with any of my other medication. And she said this was perfectly fine. So I, Annette, am not a doctor. I, Annette, am not offering medical advice. Do what you want to do to cleanse. And maybe you didn't load up on sugar and carbs like I did. And if you didn't, that's fantastic. On the other hand, I did. So I'm going to try to cleanse, and I've already, losing a lot of the water today. I'll just put it that way. To balance that out, I am drinking the electrolytes with the water too. That way, any necessary nutrients that get flushed, I have the electrolytes to balance that out so I don't make myself weak or sick. Other thing that I'm going to do once I get through that round of herbs, 9 or 10 days, I realize now how horribly I mispronounced this, but it's Garcinia cambogia. I said Cambodia last time. This is what I use, and again, with my doctor approving it and confirming that there's no contraindications. This is what I typically use as appetite suppressant because I do get hungry. I've been on a 8 to 5 schedule for years, so I'm used to breakfast at a certain time, mid-morning snack at a certain time, lunch, and then dinner, and I'm on a system. So this kind of helps curb some of that appetite when you're hungry and you realize it's not been that long since I've eaten and you need a little extra assistance to not be so hungry. This is what I found works for me. I bought the first one at an organic store to try it. It called to take 1 to 2 capsules. I took one because that particular brand, I got a little nauseated off of it when I first took it as my system was adjusting to it. So with this one, I'm going to do the same thing. This is a slightly different brand. This is Nature Wise, and it's natural. Again, I'm not offering medical advice. I'm just telling you what works for me. Also, I don't know how long I'm going to do this, because as far as like journaling what I eat, I usually do that on an app called Healthy, and with an I instead of a Y, Healthy. And what this app does, I think it was a one-time purchase, it replicates what Weight Watchers does as far as the points go. So you set it up, you key in your height, your weight, and your activity level, and gives you certain points allotment and then bonus points for the week. And rather than pay a monthly membership, I just got this app, I think 3 or 4 years ago, and it's worked really well to log my food and the points and everything. For today's purposes, since I'm not really ready to start counting points, I just want to kind of recenter myself. Today, New Year's Day for me is, in computer terms, is like rebooting a computer, defragmenting my system, and setting off to prepare myself to go and do what I need to do for 2026, which, when you're working full time, doing some homesteading and planning some of the projects I'm planning, I think a reset is always healthy. I didn't get on any, I got a little bit of Facebook today, but I really didn't. Normally I have YouTube audiobook or something going in my ear. I didn't. I just stayed with my own thoughts, my own reflections, and that's how that gets me ready to be what I hope will be the best version of myself as I go into a new year. So, starting to log what I've been eating and the weight that I'm at on a certain date. I will begin again to weigh myself every day. And that's what they recommended when I was on a health and wellness committee a few years ago, to weigh yourself every day, because I didn't realize this. And again, I don't say you have to do it every day. I skipped it over the holidays because I knew that was going to be a buzzkill. I didn't do it. But like when you are trying to monitor weight and stuff like that, this helps, because you'll be surprised the weight fluctuation from one day to the next. You could be bloated. You could have, our bodies do different things. So it's good to know, oh, that, glass of wine that I had with a movie Friday night, oh, there's an extra pound on the scale. Next time I might drink herbal tea. It's just different things that I learned in the Health and Wellness Committee that are good to monitor that. So whatever your goals are, and it used to be years ago, it was always lose 20 pounds for years. It's like, no, I determined some time ago, meaning a few years ago, I was going to endeavor to be the best version of myself at whatever age I found myself, working with whatever my body threw at me. And this past year, it was the knees. So if that's your goal, that's fine. That's good. That's your goal. It's your goal. That's why it's your goal. If that's what you want to do, or if you want to start working out, I'm afraid a lot of people who start to work out, who don't work out throughout the year, are at risk of getting burnout. But you might not be. You might be able to just to, do it and do it just well. So whatever your goals are, I encourage you with your goals. It's all personal. It's all specific to you. And it's, again, your goals. So I just wanted to tell you kind of how I do New Year's Day and to prepare for the rest of the year. I feel well rested. I feel mentally, cat scratching on the door distracting me. I feel mentally at peace right now. I feel like I'm ready to go forward and be the best version of myself in 2026 that I can be, and to again cut back on some of what I eat, and to get back to a healthy weight range. I'm not saying my goal is to lose 10 pounds, my goal is to lose that. My goal is to be the best version of myself that I can be with what I have to work with. So that's me. I hope you had a wonderful, relaxed, hopefully, or if you went to a party, I hope you had a really fun time. And if you stayed up and were awake during the new year, I know it's always fun for that final countdown. And I hope you have a happy, safe, blessed 2026. As we go forward on this channel, we'll still talk about a lot of the same things we talk about and update one another on what we're doing in our lives, how the PRP injections are holding up, any physical or mental or emotional challenges that we face. This is the healing path, and 2026 will continue to be conversations regarding healing and living to be the best that we can be for ourselves. Love y'all. Have a great start of this year, a great rest of this year, and a great rest of your day. Love y'all. Bye bye.